Bitcoin has become one of the hottest topics today. But what does it actually mean? In this video, we will explore it in detail so you can easily explain it to others. Everyone keeps talking about Bitcoin, but almost no one really understands what it means. It will be a big, interesting adventure into the world of money and the future, drugs and weapons, fake passports, and the economy of tomorrow. On May 22, 2010, a programmer named Laszlo Hanyecz, living in Florida, heard a knock on the door. Standing at the door was a delivery guy with 2 hot pizzas. Laszlo opened the door, grabbed the hot pizzas, and had lunch. A pretty ordinary event. However, it's considered historic because this was the first ever transaction paid with cryptocurrency. This is that pizza, delivered by Papa John's, and it cost Laszlo 10,000 bitcoins, priced at 5 each. Back then, the lunch cost him about $30. Today, for that same amount of cryptocurrency, he could buy enough pizzas to last a lifetime. Not just for himself, but for his family, friends, colleagues, acquaintances, and everyone he's ever known or will know. Now, 10,000 bitcoins are worth $980 million or even more. You've probably heard about the explosive rise of some cryptocurrency. For example, Bitcoin increased 6 times in 2024. But how do these currencies work? What are they backed by? And why are they growing so fast? Let's break it down. These aren't the same kind of money you have on your card. The idea behind cryptocurrency is revolutionary because it doesn't require banks. The money goes directly from the seller to the buyer, and the system is managed by the users themselves. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and other coins are all different types of cryptocurrency. And the buzzword blockchain is the technology that everything runs on. In short, blockchain is a chain of transaction blocks in a distributed ledger. Still not clear? And that's not surprising, because blockchain was developed over 10 years by the brightest IT minds, and it's not something you'll fully grasp right away. Even bankers hold conferences to discuss this phenomenon. To understand how blockchain works, many analogies have been made, such as digital medical records or an ideal notary. Let's keep it simple. Imagine I've started a journal where I record my actions. For example, 1. Had breakfast. 2. Scrolled through comments on a video. 3. Fried eggs. 4. Ate the eggs. 5. Lent Brian $500. 6. Went to the store. So far, no issues. I can show Brian when and how much I lent him. But what if the journal falls into Brian's hands and he changes line 5 to tickled a spider? I wouldn't be able to claim the $500 back. To prevent this, I secure my journal entries using a program that turns my text into unreadable characters, a hash. Each journal entry creates a unique code based on previous entries. This makes it nearly impossible to alter old records, as changing one would require altering the entire system. Now, imagine a family tree with all your ancestors listed. You're at the top, and the branches are your grandparents. If a detail about your great-great-grandfather's biography is changed, it would cause the whole history to shift. The same happens in blockchain. Even a small change to an old record causes the entire chain to change. This is because Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are stored on millions of computers, with transactions visible to everyone. The wallets are anonymous, but the system is secure and tamper-proof, creating perfect accounting. There are no resources capable of altering the blockchain across millions of computers. Blockchain is intentionally complicated, pretty clear. But how do you start using Bitcoins? To do that, you create that address, in other words, a login and password. You register, for example, on Blockchain Wallet. There, you create your Bitcoin address. The important part is that after the letters BC, It should have 33 characters, start with 1 or 3, and not contain 0, I, or L. These addresses can be generated infinitely. You can also buy a physical key wallet for 89 euros, which works only when plugged into a computer. It looks like a USB drive. You can store bitcoins offline among your regular money, but unlike paper bills, they'll have a QR code with encrypted keys. Hacking such a wallet will be impossible. Just make sure the paint doesn't fade and you don't lose the document. If you send bitcoins to a non-existent wallet, they'll be destroyed. And unfortunately, this has happened before. Moreover, bitcoins can be lost, just like money. British IT specialist and typical geek James Howells mined bitcoins from 2009, long before any of us even heard about them. He accumulated 7,500 bitcoins on his laptop. Then, he forgot about them and threw the laptop in the trash. After hearing about Bitcoin's skyrocketing price, James rushed to find the key on the landfill because his laptop was worth $20 million. He hired workers, equipment, and started searching the landfill, but found nothing. To this day, he is still trying to find his computer at that same landfill. In the early days of Bitcoin, people mined for fun and accumulated a lot of them on their computers. According to Forbes, over 15% of all bitcoins mined worldwide are lost and will never be recovered. The blockchain system is genius. First of all, it's decentralized, meaning no single entity controls it. It's managed by the users themselves. But not all users, just those who want to make money from it. These people install special programs that solve cryptographic puzzles, essentially generating characters by trial and error to create a new block. This is called mining, the very term everyone is talking about now. Miners are rewarded by the Bitcoin system itself and also receive a fee for each transaction. In other words, this is how miners earn Bitcoin. The seller and buyer determine the size of the fee themselves, meaning the larger the fee, the quicker miners will process your request. Accordingly, the smaller the fee, the longer you'll have to wait for your transaction to go through. Yes, Bitcoin transactions won't be as fast as card payments. You may have to wait 5, maybe 30 minutes, or even an hour. The fee is much smaller than bank charges. But in 2016, there was an unusual transaction. Someone mistakenly sent 1/10,000th of a Bitcoin with a fee of 291 Bitcoins, now worth $28 million. The recipients of the generous fee said they were ready to return the money, but the sender was never found. In the early days of blockchain, Bitcoin could be mined with a regular computer processor. Now, the computational complexity has greatly increased, and powerful graphics cards are used. Here's what a home Bitcoin mining farm looks like. It's all blinking, humming, and heating up monstrously. And most importantly, it consumes an incredible amount of energy. That's why Bitcoin mining is now profitable in countries with cheap electricity. For example, China has entire factories dedicated to cryptocurrency mining. People buy up graphics cards in the hope of making a profit. Of course, thanks to the anonymity of transactions, Bitcoin is popular among drug dealers, arms sellers, and those involved in the sex trade. It's too early to say that cryptocurrency is becoming a full-fledged currency. Very soon, you'll be able to buy electricity for your apartment not from the government, but from private companies, much cheaper, paying with power coins. And what's most surprising, these companies could be your own friends who've set up their own energy-saving batteries in their backyards. On the exchange, you can exchange Bitcoin for dollars, and in exchange offices, you can even get cash for it. The legal status of Bitcoin is still undefined worldwide. That means no one fully understands how governments should deal with it. In Japan, for example, Bitcoin is treated as regular money. In Germany, it's considered electronic money. Governments of different countries are still unsure what to classify cryptocurrency as: a universally accepted currency, a commodity, or intangible property. It's worth remembering that the value of any cryptocurrency is highly unstable, and its value is not based on mathematical calculations, as some believe, but on the trust of people and governments in the blockchain and the willingness to use cryptocurrency as a payment method. As soon as a country starts talking about legalizing cryptocurrency, its value begins to rise. Imagine you've opened an amusement park. To ride the attractions, visitors must buy the tokens issued by the government, your park's tokens. As long as there are only a few attractions, the tokens are worthless. But as the number of attractions grows, visitors begin to show interest in your tokens, and they can even exchange them with each other. Ethereum is currently in second place in popularity. It also operates on the blockchain system, but is more sophisticated because it works with smart contracts. These are agreements that automatically execute when certain conditions are met. Along with the Internet of Things, this allows for seemingly crazy things like a refrigerator that automatically pays for groceries when it receives products, or a door that won't let you into your home if you haven't paid the rent on time. Blockchain and cryptocurrencies, if they don't kill money, will definitely change the financial system. Governments are seriously planning to create their own currency based on blockchain, and are hinting that in the future, every person will have their own wallet, where all their transactions throughout life will be recorded. At 15, they bought ice cream. At 25, they acquired marijuana. At 45, they sold a second apartment. This means that someone with the appropriate level of access will know everything about us, which contradicts the decentralized system. But that's the future. Lastly, about Bitcoin. No matter how technology advances, it will be interesting to keep an eye on it. Let me know in the comments whether you have Bitcoin or not, and what you think about cryptocurrencies in general. It would be interesting to read your thoughts. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. See you in the next video.